having our regular customers is very important to us. So then we could talk about recipes or, how things taste and whatever else.
And look at how nice most people here grow stuff. I mean, many things, from fruit to corn to vegetables.
Sharing the harvest at the farmer's market. Welcome to Pocono Mountains Podcast, everyone. It's your host, Jim Hamill. This is episode 18 of season 4. We're in the midst of growing season here in the Pocono Mountains. All sorts of farms and farmers are busy with veggies, apiaries, livestock, and so much more. We're extremely fortunate to have some amazing farmers markets, too, right here in Stroudsburg, Hawley, and my go-to, the Wayne County Farmers Market in Honesdale, going strong for 50 years. And last week, I dropped by to chat with some of the farmers for National Farmers Market Week. More on that in a bit. The Poconos is a year-round destination for millions of people with 2,400 square miles of mountains, forests, lakes, and rivers. With historic downtowns and iconic family resorts, it's the perfect getaway. You can always find out more on PoconoMountains.com or watch PTN, the Pocono Television Network, streaming live 24/7. Now, back to the episode. We are extremely fortunate to live where farming is a way of life for many. We just wrapped up the Wayne County Fair and Carbon County Fair. Both have big traditions of 4-H clubs and agriculture. And still to come, the West End and GDS fairs, they also have the same love for the ag community. And in Wayne County, the weekly farmers market in the summer on Saturday mornings has been consistent and dependable. I got to chat with several farmers about why they keep doing what they love and sharing it with all of us at market. We'll start with Rachel of Salem Mountain Farm. She and I grew up together. Then Jim from Wahoo in Damascus and Dave from Faraway Farms near Honesdale. Enjoy. Here's Rachel Fox with Salem Mountain Farm. You didn't grow up on a farm.
I did not. I grew up in Honesdale.
Grew up in town. Yeah. Just a couple blocks away from me. And then you met Brian.
I did, at the farmer's market.
At the farmer's market. So you guys kind of, struck up not just a love for, each other, but for this, right? Like, I mean, you wouldn't necessarily be here if you didn't love what you do.
Right.
So tell me, about that journey.
I'd always been very interested in homesteading, I guess. So it kind of worked out very well.
Yeah.
And he was interested in homesteading on top of all the farming he was doing. He has been farming for 22 years on his family's land that used to be, they used to do dairy.
Yeah.
And then he went to DC for 15 years and then came back and started doing the garden. And then in the meantime, him and his brother got some beef cows. And then we composted for 14 months at least, cow manure for the fertility for the farm.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a closed loop thing.
Yeah.
We don't have to bring any additional fertility in. And they're all grass fed.
Is it crazy? We went to school here, on this plot right here.
I know. I tell the kids that all the time. And then we look at pictures, and then in Super Duper, they have the picture of the flood.
Yeah, fourth grade. But back to, what the farmer's market means to you guys. You guys do this one, the Holly one.
We have a pre-order list.
Pre-order list, that's it. Okay.
But we use that to also send out a farm update every week.
Yeah,
so
I love reading that farm update, seriously.
It gives us time to pause and reflect on what we are doing.
True.
And then we're letting everyone else know what we're doing, and it kind of keeps people engaged even when we don't have much to offer as far as pre-order.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps the lines of communication open.
So my mom pre-orders.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Donna pre-orders.
She was here earlier.
Yes, she was. But do you love this from the standpoint of that community-based, fact here that you have fellow farmers, you have people who support you as consumers and everything?
Yes. That's why we pretty much choose to stick with direct-to-consumer when we can, because we enjoy building that relationship with our individual customers. And then, of course, we will take anybody as our customer, but having our regular customers is very important to us. So then we could talk about recipes or, how things taste and whatever else.
Yeah. I'm always blown away by what you guys do, not just the quantity, but the quality, obviously. And you are up against it, right? Whether it's super duper awful weather, events, That,
right, you were there actually that summer Angus was born. And it started raining
And it didn't stop.
Right, like the day he was born, it started raining, and it didn't stop until it started snowing. Yeah. And we did not get our fall brassicas in that year. We didn't get any radishes in that year. Our carrots were pathetic. Like, we did not have much to carry us through the winter.
Yeah.
Which is something we try to focus on, a lot of storage vegetables, so we can survive throughout the winter. But
how much goes into this from Anita to everybody else, kind of like showing up every Saturday, you know, whether it's Holly every Friday, like that's got to be like a testament to just what this farming community has in it, right?
Right. And it's, I mean, for me anyway, and I'm sure there's others that feel this way, we are on the farm all week, just, you know, engrossed in what we are doing, and then we come to the market, and then all of a sudden we are on, and there are people, you know, it's nice, and at the same time it's like, you know.
Wow. Sensory overload.
Sometimes. And I love coming to the market, but I'll get back from the market on a Saturday, and I'm like, I'm done with interacting with other Guineans for a little while, and then I take the week and get myself back together, and then do it all over again.
Did you know you were going to be doing a podcast tonight? Okay. Anything else about, you know, just the future? I mean, your kids, they're farming too.
I know. They're with us all day, which we're very lucky, but and at the same time, we're kind of pulling our hair out.
Understood.
But we are trying to teach them as we go along, and they're kind of getting to the age right now where their actual health. And we go pretty hard during the week, but Sundays is a little more relaxed, and so the four of us will go out there and like plant a bed of lettuce, and like it's okay, like if we're waiting for them to, you know, put it in the ground or drop it or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it's not like we have to get this in and that in or whatever. So it gives us some time with them. And I'm, of course, in an ideal world, they would take the farm over, but
yeah, that's absolutely.
We know that they're going to want to do other things, which is fine.
Yeah.
But what we're trying to do is set it up so that they can take it over, to get things in place so that, you know, to get the soil in a good place, or to see if we can build some infrastructure for them, or even at least getting them pointed in the right direction on how to do it the right way, I guess.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of farming in a nutshell, right? It's like you have to plan so far in advance, be prepared for the unknowns in a lot of ways, you know. I'm pretty proud of you guys.
Thanks. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Here's Jim Rutledge of Wahoo Enterprises.
Yeah, it's a hot one, Jim.
There's a hot one.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's August, it's fair week. You expect this,
it's really hard to do stuff in this.
I don't doubt it. But you guys have been coming how many years to the farmers market here?
Carol and I probably, here at Super Duper, I don't know how many years we've been here.
Plenty.
Yeah, quite a few. And then the market was over at the chamber there for a while.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, in town.
And then before that, it was in the pavilion.
Nice.
So it's been probably over 40 years that we've been doing it.
Sure. So it's a great opportunity for everybody to come out and enjoy what you guys harvest, what you guys put in to your efforts on the farm. What is it about the farmers market that's so unique here in Wayne County, especially?
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, it's hard to grow stuff in Wayne County.
Yeah.
So whenever you find a spot or a person that can get something growing, then I think they're doing pretty good. I mean,
it's hard, soil, right? Like hard, a little rocky.
Yep. Everything that we grow, we built up from the ground. So we have a lot of raised beds, a couple of greenhouses, and the gardens are all worked over so that we can keep stuff up off the hard ground as much as we can.
Off the hard ground.
Yeah.
You don't want to try to get through those Pennsylvania potatoes, they call them, right?
Yep.
Now, when you guys get on out here this time of year, you have plenty here. You have a lot of grown stuff. You said raised bed gardens. So you really kind of do zucchini, squash, tomatoes, it looks like. But it's a good celebration, too, of like what everybody does as a community here, right?
Yep.
Tell me about what it was like to see all those folks come on out.
Oh,
that they normally do, but in droves.
Well, they don't normally do. I mean, the one and all brought them today, whether it was word of mouth or some promotions that we did. It got a lot of people here that we haven't seen before. It was really nice. And then, you know what? Some of them are going to come back. So,
no, that's true. That's true. And what does this do for you guys as farmers, you know?
This isn't, you know, there's no way you're going to have your main income be from this.
Sure.
But it supplements what we have to have to live, you know. So we come here every Saturday and bring a few dollars home, and then we're
is it also too about just like meeting the people in person too?
Oh, yeah.
Like sometimes your products get into shelves or into bags or whatever, but people don't get to make the connection to the people.
We have a lot of friends that we wouldn't have had if we weren't doing this, and
is that right?
Pretty cool, isn't it?
That is pretty cool. What do you think about just even the coordination that it takes here with Anita and everybody else?
She does a good job. I wouldn't do it. We've had several market presidents over the 40 years that we've been doing it, but and she does a really good job, and I don't know why she does it, but she does it.
It's a thankless
we appreciate
thing, isn't it?
Yeah, we appreciate it.
The future of farming here in Wayne County.
Yeah.
Like there have been significant drop-offs maybe or sell-offs, in dairy cattle, etc. But do you think that just seeing that there is a market for it, there are people who have a demand for it?
But Chief, it's funny because people talk about the farmers and the farmers and farmers, and I don't consider myself a farmer.
You don't?
I'm a gardener.
Okay.
And a farmer is when I was growing up, a farmer is a guy that had 50 head of cattle and maybe took crops off the field and things like that,
But farming is something that takes a full-on commitment, right? Like from sun up to sundown.
There's times when we can't go on vacation because of the timing of things that are happening in the field.
Makes sense.
You deal with it and then you go when you can. That's all. You got to work around it.
And here's Dave Avasado of Faraway Farms.
How long have you guys been farming?
We've been doing this for about 20 years.
Is that all?
Yeah, part-time.
Nice.
Part-time, it started as a part-time job, but it turned into a full-time hobby.
Yeah.
The other way around, it started as a part-time hobby, it turned into a full-time job.
But it's great to be out here with all the folks, right? Like this is kind of like your guys' jam. You love this, right?
Well, I have a full-time job during the week, so Nita does most of it.
Right.
And then on the weekends, I help her at night, and then on the weekends we come here, and she's been running the farmers market since we moved from over at the Main Street.
Chamber. Yeah.
She's been running it since then, and she likes doing it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's nice when it's days like today, but when it's pouring, it's not so nice.
No, it's not. No, it's not. And with the ways farming is right now, right? You're somewhat, hopefully, in some ways optimistic, though, that something will change course or that people will want to get more involved in farming? I mean, because really, like generationally, it's been a big tectonic shift, hasn't it?
Right. No, we talk about it all the time about like Wayne County.
Yeah.
Wayne County has so much land. On my regular job, I deliver propane, so I drive around all the time, and I just see so much land growing in, like just growing into trees and everything, and the opportunities there because the farmer market every year gets busier and busier.
It does.
The Holly market, same way, this market here. So there's opportunity for people to help out, to make a decent living doing it. I just don't know, the next generation doesn't seem to be there. There's only a handful of people.
Yeah.
Of the next generation that seem to be there, so. You can hope like maybe Rachel and Brian over there, their kids will take and do something, but there's just not many people doing it.
There really
so,
is.
Hopefully somebody figures, we say it all the time, hopefully somebody figures out the next thing Wayne County can grow. I don't know what that is, but there has to be something that Wayne County can grow.
Cash crop of sorts.
There has to be a cash crop, whether it's Christmas trees. That's a big demand. Yes. We have about maybe 700 trees of our own we're starting. Okay. So there has to be something that can be done with the land.
True.
And hopefully they figure that out. Maybe you have ideas.
Hey, I'm chock full of them, but I love being on this end of things too, like learning from all the, generations of farmers, the families who've been doing it forever, you guys who, blood, sweat, and tears in it, and you want it to succeed. And you see things like this at the farmers market, there's a demand there. There's
big demand. And look at how nice most people here grow stuff. Many things, from fruit to corn to vegetables, it all grows.
Yeah.
You just have to figure out what you want to grow. We grow a lot of potatoes, for example, and then we sell them the food pantry.
Sure. Yeah.
So Clarissa at the food pantry is always looking for local food, and they have government money to pay with. So there's an opportunity for a farmer there to grow just for her.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of opportunity.
Yeah, there is.
So hopefully younger people can pick up on it,
Yeah.
With dairy going out, there has to be something else.
Now we're just down to,
handful
at that, because again, farming has shifted in this way where corporate farming, if you will, is kind of taken what, folks on a local co-op basis could probably compete with and kind of pushed them out.
Yeah. No,
so it's like...
I agree. I mean, and not only that, everything is just so expensive. I mean, if you have to start out from scratch, I don't know how you're going to do it, really.
Right.
I mean,
right.
You can't reap enough out of the produce.
The young man right there.
Thank you. you can't get enough. You're welcome. You can't get enough out of what you're putting in to get started. I mean, if you have to buy a house and you have to buy vehicles and equipment, it's very, very hard. So, but I think Wayne County has enough of that already.
Right.
With farms that are no longer dairy that can be turned into something else. So hopefully somebody figures that out.
I hope so too.
I mean,
yeah. Well, you got a lot of people like yourselves and the county with its agri-legacy brand, looking to the future, and with this rooted in the past kind of mentality that we can't really just give up a tradition here and a legacy of farming and agriculture here. And there's various, I think, people who might move here from the city, they're looking for that too. That's why they're here. They're not moving here because they want to replicate what they have in the metropolitan area. They want to get away from it and really kind of come connected with their farming community around them and support them. So,
well, I think a lot of it too here has gone to smaller scale farming, like we talked about before. The days of planting, hundreds of acres of corn or whatever, they're done because now you're not feeding, cows. You're feeding people. So you don't have to plant hundreds of acres of things. You can do this. We have 15 acres total.
Yeah.
With our home and everything, and we do it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it can be done on a small scale for sure.
Yeah.
Between bees.
Yeah.
Plus
true.
that we have. My wife has about 40 hives that we put at other farms.
Okay.
To help pollinate them. So
that's helping, yeah.
Yeah. So there's plenty of way to do it.
Well, there is community here there too, right? Like where you guys are not just like this insular farm that only kind of interacts with itself, right? You're part of the bigger, broader community of farming. Yeah.
I mean, other farms want you to bring bees, for example, because they need pollination.
Yeah.
So it helps out too. So I mean,
it certainly does.
There's plenty of ways to do it.
All right.
But it's more smaller scaled farming for sure. Yeah. It's not like the days where, like when you're doing, like I said, hundreds of acres, not around here anymore.
Unsustainable in a lot of ways there, unless you have like 10 kids, right?
No. And too, what I think most of the farmers do here is they're trying to have ground that actually is good ground.
Right.
They're trying to make their ground good instead of just, like pumping it with fertilizer and then next year you'll pump it again with fertilizer and it's just dirt with fertilizer.
Right.
So, I mean, but Wayne County can grow a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's just they need to figure out how do you sustain it.
Exactly.
Like how can you make a living doing it? So
just like anything.
Yeah. But as you can see here at the farmers market, I mean, like even here, your locals support the farmers market every week. We have a core group of locals every week, but then we get a lot of out-of-towners who are here visiting and at the lake or whatever, and they're the ones that push you over.
It's true.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, just like I'm sure most businesses in town will tell you that.
Right.
So I mean,
it's that second homeowner or it's that person who's here and they have that expendable income,
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, in a way, when our area promotes tourism and whatnot, people may say, I hear sometimes when you're in town, that town is so packed, I just wish people would go home. Well, yes, but at the same time, there are the people that are bringing in, they're making you survive.
Exactly.
So, I mean, tourism is great, I think, here.
As long as it's sustainable, too. Just like farming, it's got to be a sustainable aspect of the entire ecosystem. And I think that's what the folks down at the county and the Wayne Tomorrow efforts and everybody have been looking at here is, if we are going to grow our population, because we do have a very older population in a lot of ways, too. And
one of the things, you were talking about the older folks, too. Yeah. One of the things that we do here at the Wayne County Farmers Market is when the older folks, or any folks, bring in their Farmers Market nutrition coupons, they get 5 coupons, $10 each.
Nice.
They can spend on vegetables only. What our farmers market does through grants and from the Grange and from other places too is we then give them a Wayne County Farmers Market coupon back matching what they give us.
Okay.
That they can spend on anything here they want. whether it's honey or whether it's maple syrup or it's beef. Yeah, so when they bring their coupons here, they're getting free coupons back.
Okay.
So that is helping the elderly and the people, that are in need to come here and get more food. So it's not only just taking, people's coupons and saying, thank you, we're also giving back. So
You are.
that was a good idea I had.
Yeah, that's a great idea you have, Dave. And you're plenty of them. I could go on forever with you, my man.
Sure.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
chatting with us.
Yeah. Hopefully bring some people out to buy some local stuff.
Yeah, that's the key.
Yeah.
The Wayne County Farmers Market, part of the agri-legacy of the Northern Poconos. Find out more at PoconoMountains.com/events. The market even moves indoors at the cooperage every winter, too. Thanks for listening to Pocono Mountains Podcast. We'll have a new episode each week, highlighting lots of the fun things you can experience while you're visiting the Poconos. Subscribe and leave a review and or comment on whatever platform you listen.
Now you've got the Poconos in the palm of your hand.
For places to stay and shop.
And stories about the Pocono Mountains.
Go to PoconoTelevision.com to download the app and get the information you need for your visit with us.
We're back. Thanks for listening to Pocono Mountains Podcast. I'm Jim Hamill. Now for a Pocono Mountains Podcast Extra. We featured the Northern Poconos Mobile Farm Market a while back on the podcast. Here's a refresher as the mobile market is back out in force for its second season across the region, bringing fresh fruits and veggies and more to people where they are. Enjoy.
Hey everyone, Jim Hamill here, and we are about to show you now the newest initiative from the Cooperage Project, the Northern Poconos Mobile Farm Market. Laurel Burns over here is the food and market manager for the Cooperage Project, and she's taking a lot of this farm fresh produce to people throughout the community, all across Wayne County and soon beyond, bringing this great produce from local farms to you, where you live.
The mobile market has only just embarked on its journey to bring locally grown, locally produced food to people in the Northern Poconos. And already, it's making an impact.
The seniors are so excited. They enjoy coming out to see what we have. I enjoy seeing, now that we're 4 or 5 months into it, we've got repeat customers, and it's nice to be putting names to faces, and it's nice to see them come out every time we visit and shop with us. So they're excited for it.
Laurel Burns is the driving force, along with state grants and the Cooperage Project partners in this mobile market on wheels, crisscrossing the Pocono roads with a full menu of items. Some agri-legacy of the Northern Poconos, meaning grown or made right here.
Right now we have an assortment of greens, broccoli rabe, bok choy, things like that. We've got the tail end of the tomatoes. Peppers are holding on. They'll be good until we get a frost. We have herbs, we have your root vegetables, radishes, turnips, carrots, and potatoes. And in addition to the vegetables, we have dairy and eggs.
And all this is not just geared toward seniors, but anyone who is in the neighborhood, or whenever the mobile market is in the neighborhood.
We're open to the public for a majority of our sites. Anybody can shop with us. Tourist, resident, doesn't matter. But yeah, absolutely, we're available when the regular farmers markets are not.
On this day in Hawley, a few new customers stopped by and grabbed some necessary ingredients for seasonal favorites.
It's nice, it really is. Like today I just got a fresh tomato, and probably would be my last tomato for tomato sandwich. But everything's fresh. I love it. I love it.
Not only do the customers get healthy, nutritious farm products, but the farmers themselves get to make another connection with folks they wouldn't be able to otherwise.
It does help the farmers. It gives them another outlet, another way to sell their goods, and it also bridges that gap in interaction between the people.
As if that wasn't enough, the Northern Poconos Mobile Farm Market will be rolling through different spots on the map in Wayne County throughout all 4 seasons.
The cows and the chickens don't stop. They make milk and lay eggs all year round. So it is our intention to operate year round. We'll have milk, we'll have butter, we'll have the eggs, and of course we'll have the cheese. Biolecki Farms, they grow in tunnels hydroponically. They produce greens and vegetables all year round.
From Honesdale to Newfoundland, Hawley to Lake Como, eventually shifting gears and adding Pike County locations too next year, Burns and the Mobile Farm Market are just getting started, delivering accessible, affordable, locally grown farm products, making a connection that some of us take for granted.
They can't get anywhere they at because they're in wheelchairs or they can't drive, older people. So this is very good for them. This is very, very nice.
To find out when the Northern Poconos Mobile Farm Market is coming through your neck of the Pocono Woods, head to cooperageproject.org and follow them on social. And be sure to load up and lighten the load on Laurel's return trip, so she can bring more of this the next time. Jim Hamill for the Pocono Television Network. The Northern Poconos Mobile Farm Market, part of the Cooperage Project in Honesdale. We hope you enjoyed Pocono Mountains Podcast. Please remember to subscribe anywhere podcasts are available. Come visit us in the Pocono Mountains. Plan your trip today.